Welcome back, everyone, in Code with NM. Today, we are starting with session 2, the phase 2 of SQL for Data Analyst. And from now, every new video onwards in every session with a practice corner, we will have a couple of friendly LeetCode-Style problems, one real business use case, and 2 to 3 interview questions. Small dose each time so it never feels overwhelming. Okay, I'm Nilesh Maurya, a software engineer, founder of Code with NM, and your educator. And today we are starting with a different kind of questions. Not show me rows, but summarize these data for me. Things like what the average salary or how many employees per department. This is exactly what a data analyst does when a manager asks for a report. So this all we have already covered in session 1. So first thing first, what is data? What is database? Select, where, ordered by, and limit. In today's live, we are going to cover functions, group by, where was a having, and real businesses, and practice corner that I've already stated. Okay, so functions have many things. So it has count, sum, average, min, max. Because if someone asks you or your manager in an organization or your director or top management ask you that summarize this data or how many employees or average salary, then you need this functions. Okay, let's start with first point without wasting any time. And in the chat, good morning, everyone. And how are you and how the Sunday morning feels like? Are you energetic for the second SQL live? Okay, let's start with aggregate functions. And what is it? So it's aggregate functions take many rows and collapse them into a single summary number. Understand this? It takes many rows and collapse them into a single summary row. And it has many functions also. Like I've already stated, count. It will count how many rows. Sum. I think you already know what sum does, average does, and min and max does. Okay. So let's direct jump onto workbench and let's start executing queries one by one. And how we will do it? We will have a basic minimal question which we are going to ask to ourselves. And then with the help of the query search or queries, we will be solving those questions. So I hope you remember how to connect the SQL, and of course you already remember your password. So first thing first, if you see right now, any of the DB is not selected and my DB was company underscore DB. I think you all have created the same, or else you might have created your own DB. So first thing first, we need to select it. So to select the DB, the command is use and the DB name. So my DB name is company underscore DB, and don't forget the semicolon. Okay, and let's hit this icon, the thunder icon, the first one itself. And if you see, the company DB is now bold or dark color highlighted in black. So means we have successfully selected our DB. That's it. Okay, let's jump onto the functions, aggregated functions. So if your manager asks, what are the total number of employees working in our organization? So how we can do it? You can do it by select star from employees, and you will get all the data inside the database, and then you need to manually count it, but this is not a appropriate way as a data analyst. So we will be using select, of course, and we will be using our first aggregate function, which is known as count. And inside count, I will be explaining you this in a bit, why I'm using asterisk as total underscore employees. So which is, I want to select them from my table. My table name is nothing but employees, EMPLOYEES, semicolon. And let's execute this and let's see what is the output. So the output is, there is, the column name is total employees, and you can see the output is 8. Here is the output, total employees and 8. So of course we know we have created 8 data only in our database in the previous live. So those who are new to this live, make sure you go and watch the previous live, and that is the start of the SQL from scratch. Either you want to be a data analyst or not. This is, I'm going through a very beginner database management system, and I'm starting with mysql. So make sure you learn SQL. This is a handy tool if you are not going into the data analyst or data science or ML or AI field, but database, if you're going with the backend engineer or full stack, you should know one database, and this is the one you should know first. Okay, so let's understand. Select, we already know. I'm selecting, and count means, select star means we are selecting everything, but now that star means all. Star here means all is inside count function, means we are selecting everything, and after selecting everything we are counting all those. How many are there? So in our case it's 8, that's why it says 8, but I don't want any random answer. I want it under a total underscore employee column. That's why I told it merges. What aggregate function does, it merges, it collabs many rows into a single summary number. This is a definition, explanation of it. So it merges many column and you got a single summary number, which is 8, because we have only 8 data. And of course from employee is nothing but employees is our table name. You can see over here on the left side panel. Here you can see it's employee inside table, and the table is inside company DB. Understood? Okay, let's jump on to the next question and let's try to solve it. So what if someone asks you, give me the total salary expense across the company, which is nothing but they are asking the total salary of all the employees. So if you have 8 employees, you need to add the salary of each and every one. So that is why the question is, give me the total salary expense across the company, because that is an expense to the company. So this is the major issue. I've already covered this part in the first, but I will be doing this in each and every session of the SQL. That SQL is not a difficult query language. It is very simple. You just need to know the star and the aggregate function and few more stuffs. The hard part is to understand the question itself. If you understand the query, the question, then you can write any search query or anything inside the SQL. Okay, so let's start with that. The question is total salary expense across the company. We need to find total salary expense. Okay, so select. Okay, let me have everything in caps. Select, and I'm only interested in salary, so we have a salary column. If you are not aware with the data, just do select star from the entire table, which is the from employees, or else you can expand the employees and you can see what are the column names and data you have. Okay, if I select this column, you can see here below, if you just select this column, not expand it, I've just selected it, and here it shows me all the column name. I have created and with its data types. Okay, so select salary, and again I will change the name as we as the keyword we use to rename the column name, and this we have already seen in the first slide. Cost and from, of course, from employees. Okay, so what this will give, let's execute this. This is not an ultimate solution. What this will give, let's see, let's execute this. I've executed this and I have got 8 salary and the column name which is total underscore salary cost. So according to the aggregate function, have we used aggregate function? No, we haven't. If we use that, what it will do, it will give me only one numerical output. Okay, and the column name will be total salary. So what do you think? We have used count to count all the employees, total number of employees. What we need to use here for the salary? If you want to calculate each and everyone's the total salary, what you need to do, you just need to add it. So the function will be sum. This is as easy. Okay, let's now execute it and you will get the total salary cost. Okay, which is I think 4,38,000 is something. Okay, understood this. Let's move on to continue on the salary part. Let's get the average salary. So what will change here? Only sum will change to AVG. Okay, and we can also change this to from total underscore salary underscore cost to average. I think salary is fine, and rest everything will be same. Okay, let's execute this and we will find out the average salary. This is the average salary. Okay, understood how you calculate average salary? All sum of all the salary divide by 8. So we got 4,38,000 something, just divide it by 8. So that is how you calculate average. I think this is basic simple maths and you all know it. Okay, let's next move on to the next question and we will solve it in this way only. So it will you will get a better understanding of it. So next question is let's get the highest and minimum, the maximum and minimum means highest and lowest salary. Your manager will come, I just want to know give me the highest employee salary and the lowest employee salary. So you need to be smart enough to know the highest will be max function and lowest will be the min function. So let's calculate it. Simply just change AVG to max and let's change the AVG underscore salary to highest one, because first we are seeing for the highest one, HIGHEST, highest salary. And of course I can write more than one query at the same time. So min box bracket, I need to pass salary here again, and same thing, just I'm changing the variable names and everything is from our table employees. So understood this, what I have done, first select salary as highest salary and that salary column I'm passing inside max function, so it will find the maximum salary for me and it will print as a highest salary, and at the same time I'm doing the same but for the min function, so it will find the minimum salary, the lowest salary for me. And let's execute this and you can see the highest salary is 71,000 and the lowest salary is 45,000. Here it created two new columns that we have named it. The name of the column is highest and lowest, and it's successfully calculated 71,000, 45,000. That, oh, that's so easy. In the someone is saying in the chat, yes, it is very easy if you understand the questions. In interview, what usually beginners do, they panic that I am sitting in the interview. Once they start panicking, they do not able to understand the simple question itself, and this type of questions they will ask you in the interview, a bit complex, not this simple, but they will mix with more than one query. Like I have mixed two things over here, they will mix two to three things, that's it. Okay, I think you understand what count does. We have seen count, it will show you how many rows. What sum does, it will add up to a numeric column. What average it will calculate the average, and min and max you already know. Okay, so let's take an analogy of it to understand. I think it is very easy, but I don't need to take analogy, but okay. Let's think of an Excel sum. It is same, or an average for a formula. At the bottom of a column, it is the exact same number you are trying to do and achieve here in the SQL. Okay, in Excel also, if you select each and every box, it will give you the sum of each and every cell numbers. Okay, I hope this is under very easy and you all understood this, because this is the aggregate functions. Okay, let's now jump onto the next part, which is nothing but group by. And aggregate functions get really powerful when we split them by categories. That's what group by does. Okay, so group by is piles by category. It's nothing but, in an example you can see sales, marketing, IT, finance. This four are the categories as per a department. Okay, and we are the one who decide the category, so I'm deciding on the basis, on the factor of departments. And then you can calculate the sales department average salary or IT department average salary, and then you can do much more things. That this is how your interview is being done. They will jumble up or mix many things, and then they will ask you to do this. So here the concept comes by group by, also the aggregate function known as average. We are using more than two stuffs. Okay, so let's see group by in action. Let me open one bench. And going further, before seeing group by in action, anyone of you have any doubt in the previous live can ask me here in this live or in the Discord, and I am happy to clear your doubt. Okay. Okay. So let's jump onto the group by. Before jumping onto the group by, I'm okay. I was thinking with an example, but let's see that example after we understand the query itself. So again, the question comes. Your manager will ask you, tell me the number of employees per department. Tell me the head counts of the employees working in each department. Okay. So how you can calculate this? It's very simple. First thing first, we will select. See, everything comes with select. Unless and until you select, you won't can do any operations on it. So we need to select that particular column or more than one column. Okay, so in our case it is the department, because the question is to find the head counts of the employees per department. Okay, so department and count. So I'm doing more than one things in a single line, and let's say head count underscore emp. Okay, I will type it es employees, and from our table name, of course, and then I will group by them, because we just don't need to count all the employees in the department. We need to group it as per the departments, I mean sales, IT, and etc. So let's use group by, and we need to pass which column we need to group, and let's execute this, and let's see what happens. If there is any error, we will fix it. Okay, so here we executed and got this output. Here is the output, and you can see there is one column named department, the other column name is headcount underscore employees. So sales has 3, marketing has 2, IT has 2, and finance has 2. If you're good at SQL and your manager comes and directly asks you, and you just type this very few 2 lines only, you can do it in 1 line also. In chat, Sandy is saying, hello sir, thanks for stressing SQL, but excellent for data. You're welcome, Sandy. So I think this is single line only, but I am making it as a 3 line. But if you see only this is bare minimum query, very easy query, and you can answer your manager's question. Okay, sir, in sales we have 3, in marketing we have 2, in IT we have 2, and in finance we have 1. And your manager will be happy. Oh, you are so fast doing inquiries, because you understand the question, and of course you know what to do it. If you understand the question, the total headcounts of the employees in department. So first thing first, we need to select the department. Total head count means we need to count each and every employees in department. So that's why star means all, and it should be inside count. And then we required one new column name to display the output. That's why I'm renaming using as head counts. And this all are inside, this all column and everything is inside our table. And then I need to group by with the help of department itself, because our manager is interested to know the headcounts per department. Understood? This is so easy. Okay. Okay. Let's jump on to the next question. And next question is, if again manager now he wants to test your knowledge. So you just quickly answer this very well. So now he is asking, give me the average salary as per the department. So he is interested in the average salary of employees from each department. So what changes over here is simply the count changes to AVG. Okay, the count changes to AVG, and here AVG underscore salary. Simple. And rest of the things remain same. Rest of the things remain same. So let's execute this. And if you see, we have successfully generated an error. And I think you will think I am the only one YouTuber who is very happy always when I generate an error. Why? Because if the error is generated, you should be happy. Why? Because this is the learning curve you need to know. Being a software engineer doesn't mean you don't make mistakes or you don't generate an error. You should generate an error and then you should debug it. This is how you will be better software engineer, day after other day, minutes after minutes. Now the only mistake I have done purposely is I've changed the count to average, but average we can do of a particular column, not of everything. So the particular column we are interested in salary itself. We need to do the average of salary itself. Now if I execute this, you can see the output. Okay. And I will make mistakes purposely, so you will understand what type of mistakes you have done and how to fix it, how I debugged it. Okay. If I just directly go and do each and everything right, and if you are doing with me or you are doing offline, you stuck on something, then you will do Google or you will do use AI or you will ping me on Discord. That will consume time. Why not to learn debugging itself? Okay, so we got department, sales, marketing, IT, finance, and average salary of each of every department. So what does this query has done? Let's understand that. First it selected the department, then also it selected the salary. We have 2 columns working at the same time, and then it averaged the salary. But here we are saying group by department. So what it does, it went to sales. We have 3% in sales. It added those 3 salaries, those employee salary, and divided by 3. So the average is this. Same for marketing, same for IT, and same for finance. I can see there are few doubts in the live chat. I will be solving those two. Give me a minute. Let me complete this concept. Okay, up till now, if it is clear, let's move on to the next part. The next part is the next question, And the next question is, now your manager says, get me the total salary cost per department sorted by highest first. Understand the query, understand the question first. If you didn't understand this, you won't be able to write any query up till you write select and you will have star. That's it. Because I've seen many beginners or student or junior engineers, they're stuck on this only, select star from and table name. That's it. And few of them go beyond that and write two lines, but full stop. So we need to understand the question first. What your manager is asking. Get me the total salary cost per department sorted highest first. So there are three things in it. First, total salary. So I'm getting, okay, something I need to do with salary, but it is total salary. Total salary means sum of salary. So I need to use sum aggregate function. Okay, this is clear. Cost per department means I need to use department. Cost per department means I need to calculate total salary as per department. So I need to group by with the help of department. That means I need to select department 2. Understood? And then sort highest first. Then I think for a higher salary should be coming first. Okay, in first live we have learned I think ordered by. In ordered by we have learned how to print the highest salary first. Okay, that is we using with ascending and descending. Okay, I am now clear with the query itself. Now let's start writing the code. Okay, so we need to have department. We have the department. We need to have salary. Let's change it to average from sum because we need total. And here we can say total underscore salary. This is done. I think this is good. And from employees, this is good. We need to have group by with department. Up till here it's good. And we need to use ordered by and total underscore salary. And now highest should be first. So ascending will be 0 1 2 3 4 and descending will be 4 3 2 1 0. So I need to use descending, and let's execute this, and you will say department sales, IT, marketing, finance, and total salary is XYZ, whatever it is. I think 1,40,000, 1,36,000, 1,02,000 and 60,000. Understood? Understood? Very simple. Okay. If this is clear, let me repeat the question. Your manager says find the total salary cost per department sorted highest first. Clear? And this is the output. Okay. And here I need to tell you the common beginner mistakes. So if you select a column that's not in group by and not inside an aggregate function, SQL means mysql in our case will generate an error or give unreliable result in some databases. So rule of thumb, every non-aggregated column in your select must appear in group by. Understood? Means you don't need to just remember this, don't group any random things, you need to group sensible things. Okay, so let's take a 5 seconds uh short break over here. I'm getting a call, just give me a 5 seconds. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry for the inconvenience caused. It's Sunday, so my friends and family members are calling me, what are you doing on Sunday? Let's go out for to have fun. Okay, let's continue. Let's continue. And let's jump on to the next part. which is nothing but yes, where was I having. So the strip ups almost every beginner. So let's nail it now. There is a comparison I have already done. You can see one side I have where, and other side I have having. So where filters individual rows. Where is filters individual row? The one thing important over here is before grouping happens. This is most important. Where filters individual row before grouping happens. On the other hand, having filters group, in short, after grouping or aggregation happens. And this is where everything changes. This is a major difference between where and having. So I think many beginners do this mistake. They are not sure where to use where and where to use having. Okay, so you cannot use an aggregate function like count inside where. Understood? That's exactly what having is for. If you want to do average, count, sum, everything, you cannot use where over there. You need to use having. So let's see an example and then you will understand with those example. That's nothing but let's put having to work. Let's open the workbench and let's remove it. And again, the question comes first. So filter the rows first, only sales employee, and then group it by department. Understand the question. You need to filter rows on the basis of sales employee. Means we have a sales department, so we need to filter row on the basis of sales employees and then group it by help of department, which is nothing but we need to understand they're asking about sales only in the question. So simply we need to select the department and then they want the employees data, which is nothing but their salary, and then they are asking us, they're only interested in the sales department, so they are saying with group by. Okay, so let's start with that. First thing first, let's select department first because we are working with only sales department, and then they are asking us with the salary, average salary, and as avg underscore salary. This is done, and from our table name is nothing but employees, employees, and where department equals to sales. Then they are asking us to group by it with the department itself. Group by department and semicolon. What do you think will be the output? If you understand this, what do you think will be the output? Because we have already seen where, what does where does, it filters the row, individual row. Okay, let's execute and see the output. What does happen? It gives us department sales and average salary of 46666. So what does this does? We have selected the department, then we calculated the average salary as average salary for employees. Average salary from, yeah, perfect, you are right in chat. And where department equals to sales, so we are only interested in sales. So if you are only interested in sales, this is only one row. Now let's see this thing, but I will change the question itself with the having. Now let's change this thing with having. So I will be selecting the department itself first. Okay, and let's change this to count. Now we are interested in counting the employees, and let's say head count employees employees, and this will be the same. Now let's remove this part, and this up till here we have already seen, but now I am adding having, and here I'm adding one thing, and this is where everything changes. Now let's understand this. What was the difference between the previous one and this one? So for that, let me have this two in place. Let me zoom on a bit. Okay, this is, can I also minimize? Okay, now I can zoom in. So this I'm doing on the headcount, means I'm interested to get the headcount of the employees in the department. Okay, and here we are calculating the average salary of a particular department. So there are two different questions, but let's compare and understand this. Okay, so first thing first, first line is almost same. So we are using the aggregate function over here, the average and count. Okay, this is understood. Now the both of things are we are doing in our table, which is nothing but employees. So that's why from employees everything changes on having and where. So group by is for both of them are same for department. Here in having we are creating our own conditions, but in where you can't do it. Why you can't do it? Because where is only work with individual rows. On individual rows you can't have any certain conditions over there. Okay, from here having, we are what we are doing, we are counting all, means we are counting everything. In our case it's 8, I know. So what I'm saying here, print only the count of the department head counts which has more than 2 employees. Means in sales we have 3, in IT we have 3, okay, in finance we have 1. So that finance one will not be printed. I'm just giving you an example. Let's execute and see the what will be the output of this. But we can't apply those type of conditions here on where. That is not possible. And this is the major difference between having and where. Okay, if you want to know that there are 3 employees working in the sales department, but you are only interested into those employees whose salary is more than 55,000. Can you have this type of things over here? Not possible. This is not possible because where only supports one single row. You cannot compare the others with it. So let's execute the above part, and what I have just given you the example, we will be achieving that thing, the salary more than 55,000 with the help of having. Okay, let's execute this and see the output. So you can see sales have 3 headcount employees. Others are not there only. Others, it's if I remove this, let me just remove this part and execute it. So you will see all the head count of all the departments. Sales have 3, marketing have 2, IT have 2, and finance have 1. But with the help of having, like in our condition, we are saying all the count should be greater than 2, then only printed. So marketing is excluded, IT is excluded, and finance is excluded because the condition is greater than 2, not greater than equals to 2. So greater than 2 simply means 3. So only sales have 3 employees. That's why the other are not there. So let me execute this again, and you can only see sales one in the output. Understood? Where having comes into the picture. Let's also take the average salary one. Let's go to the previous example, and I will execute the previous one, and then we will have that condition over. Okay, I will change it here only. Let's change this to average and salary, and let's change this to average salary. This is done. And from employees group by department, here I'm creating a condition that average salary, I'm only interested in those department whose average salary is more than 55,000. So it will print those department with the average salary column whose salary is more than 55,000. Let's execute this and let's see what are the departments whose salaries more than 55,000. Okay, so again we have generated a successful error, and let's see it. Let me maximize it, and the error is the same. It says 5500. It's saying it's the error. Okay, and the error code will be the same 1064, the above also 1064. So now I am taking a pause and you all tell me what is this error and how you can fix it. It's very easy error. Meantime, I will answer there is 2 questions in the live chat. Let me answer those quickly. Let me switch to live chat first. Okay, the question in the live chat is, can you explain count star versus count column? So someone in the chat is asking what is the difference between count star that we have used and count column. And then the second question is, can average ignores null value in SQL? So let me answer this first. So absolutely the key difference is how null value is treated. For an example, count star counts every row including the row where some column contains null value. Okay, for example, if I have 5 rows out of which 2 are empty, then to count star will count each and every rows. But count column only it will count only the rows where in our case let's take an example of salary which is not null. For example, in our case I took the 5 rows. If 5 rows out of 5 twos are empty, then count column will only count 3, means the rows which has data. Understood? Thumbs up in the chat if you got your answer. And if those who are not understanding what I am saying is, in the chat someone is asking this, what is the difference between, let me have that here, what is the difference between count star and count column? So this will count everything, of course the null rows also, and this will only count the rows which has values. Okay, and the second question was average ignore null value. So let me have that question over here too. And I think the person who is asking is very good at SQL, because this is not in basic questions. So good, you are good at SQL. So average ignore null values. Yes, of course, average ignores null values in SQL. If you have 4 rows, one is 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, and last one is null. So the average what will do, it will add 50, 60, 70 and divide by 3, not by 4, because last row has a null value. Okay, so your average will be 60,000. Understood? I think I answer your question. You can give me a thumbs up if you understood this too. Okay, and let's now move on to our error. So let's wait for a few seconds, and if anyone can fix this, let's wait for it. Simple, I've done select department, comma, average salary as database not selected. Someone is saying database is not selected. If database was not selected, how we are executing this all up till now? Table also is there. See, our table is also there. Group by department. Up till now we are doing the same thing. Yes, for the same work for count. Now we have seen a count star greater than 2, so sales have 3, so we have executed it. We saw that, but why it is not working for now 55,000? Okay, see, I'm doing the changes. Don't pressure your brain. Let's see, I'm doing the changes, simple changes of here from small as to big as, and I am executing it. See, it executed. What was my mistake? I've purposely done it because I just want you all to understand this. SQL is not an case sensitive, but if you're starting with all caps, like select from, group by, having average and average, everything, your command, the SQL commands, the select or the keywords from, group by, having, average was all caps, but as was small. So it will generate an error because it is now trying to search for all caps keywords of SQL. That was an only error. Okay, that was not I purposely done it. I created a small issue so you all will able to develop the debugging skills. Okay, so more than 55,000 salary, which department has? So the average salary of the IT and finance has 68,000 and 60,000. So this is the first thing first. This two are average salary because we have calculated the average as per department of employees. So IT average is 68 and finance average is 60. That's why they have come, because they are more than 55,000 according to a condition. Understood? Up till now it is clear. Let's complicate it more. And this type of questions will be there in LeetCode, or this is the real business questions we are solving, or the interview questions. This is much more important to understand. If not, just go behind in the video and understand it. Okay. Let's solve the next one. Okay, I think hope you all understand this. Why does group by become confusing the moment we have having? So group by doesn't become confusing. See, up till here everything is same. We have selected the department, then we are asking ourselves, we have selected that particular column. Now what I need to do with that column? I need to calculate average salary. So comma average salary is also again the another column. So I'm just passing that entire column into average function. What it will do, it will add everything and remove the average. And then I'm saying I just want that average salary to be printed as a new column name. So new column is avg underscore salary. Up till here this is clear. This all data is residing in our table. That's why we need to select from our table. And of course I need everything as per the department itself. That's why group by department. Up till here it is very clear. It is very simple group by. The only thing I'm just added is having average salary more than 55,000, because if your manager asks you, I'm only interested in those department where average salary is more than 55,000. So we just added this very simple line, that having, and we have added a condition that average salary should be more than 55,000. So here you are calculating a average salary. Here you are just adding that condition. That's it. This is the if statement. If you understand this, it is having is if average salary is 55,000, then print this all. Very simple. Okay, let's jump on to the next part. Now I'm complicating this. If you're getting this, getting it confused by group by and having together, I will be complicating it more, because this is the question which comes in the LeetCode. Okay, so let's complicate this. Now I'm interested in the average salary as per the department, where the hiring date is from certain day or month or year. Okay, so the query will be same. I want to calculate the average salary. I want to know the average salary on the basis of department. So this will be the same, this will be the same, of course this will be the same, and I want that average salary should be more than 45,000. But now I need to have date in place. So I am also adding where higher underscore date should be greater than, and let's see, I don't know what date I have added, so I'm just saying 1st Jan 2026. Okay, I will execute this. If there is an error, we will fix it. If not, I will explain you what is this all about. Okay, so now this query has been complicated, I think, and this is the intermediate interview level question, but leet level question, leet code level question, and of course the real world question. In real world, being a data scientist or data engineer or data analyst, this type of question you will be solving. Means your job is to nothing but to create a query in this way, or else an SQL engineer. So what I have done is, there are multiple things my manager is asking now, because in real world they won't ask you to select this and give me the count, give me the average. They will ask you this type of stuff. They are interested to know how many employees joined after 1st Jan 2026, and I want to know their average salary on the basis of their department, and I'm only interested the salary above 45,000. Why they want to know this data? Because for example, many of the company follows Jan to December appraisal cycle. So they got a budget for the appraisal on the basis of the department, for sales, finance, IT. So they will be first increasing in, I'm just taking an example, they will be increasing the salary of those department, those who have joined on 1st and 2026, and of course their average salary is more than 45,000. That's why they require this type of data. Now you understood the question. So simply here what I have done, I've selected the department, then I've calculated the average salary, and I'm printing the column name as average salary, and this all are everything inside my table. So I need to select the table using from employees, which is my table name, and where is the condition that I'm applying here, that hire date should be greater than 1st of Jan. Here if you see, I'm using the condition operator, but I'm not using average, sum and anything, because on where it is not possible. Aggregated function is not possible on where, but we can use the conditional operators. So hiring date should be greater than 1st of Jan, and then everything is based on department itself, because manager is only interested on the employees who have joined after 1st of Jan, but on department wise. That's why we need to use group by department. And of course there is one more condition to it, that department average salary should be more than 45,000. So this is why this query looks complicated, but it is not. Okay, so SQL runs it in this format. That's why I have followed this particular format, and I think few of you or many of you or all of you have this doubt, why I have added where in between, not after having. So because this is very important to know this, it is very important how SQL run this. SQL first go through from, first it will select the table. Okay, first it will select the table itself. From table it will jump to where query, then after where it will jump to group by, after group by it will jump to having, after having it will jump to select. Okay, so let's do this in this way, and after having also, if there is order by, if I have to filter it into the ascending or descending order, highest to lowest, then it will, after select it will jump to order by. So filtering rows happens before grouping. Understand this, filtering rows happens before grouping. Here I'm talking about this, and filtering groups happen after. If this is getting complicated, let's understand this. What are the flow? I've explained it to you all. Let me grab my pen over here. First SQL will execute this part, so it will select the table, then it will go and execute this part, means it will go and select and filter all the employees who have joined after 1st Jan 2026. Then it will go to group by, and it will group each and every employee according to their department, means sales, IT and finance, but the condition is they should be joined after 1st of Jan. And then it will jump to having. So it will now check those employees has so now it is grouped to IT, sales and finance and marketing. Then it will check the calculate average salary. Once the average salary has been calculated as per the department, the condition is it should be greater than 45,000. So it will remove those department who doesn't have salary greater than 45,000. Once this all four is done, now SQL will go to this part and it will select department average salary. It will do this and start printing the column name as average salary. Understood? Understanding this is complex how this executed, but try to understand this at one or two or three times unless and until you get this into your head. Once you get this into your head, everything is easy, because this execution flow is important. We can write in any way, but how SQL will execute: first two, then three, four, five, and then one. And if there is an order by after this, it will also execute that order by after the select department. Okay, so let me show you that also over here. This is the format. Let me add that format over here. This is the actual format I am talking about. Okay, SQL runs it in this format or this order. First it will execute from, then where condition, then it will group by, then it will have having, and then it will execute the select means line number one. And if we have order by, it will execute order by at very end. Order by is nothing but we are ordering it with ascending and descending. So first thing first, table has been selected, filtering has been done, grouping has been done, then condition filtering has been done, and then selection had been done and order by. Why this is important? Understand this is very much important. It has been asked in interview why we are using where before group by but having after group by. So remember my definition. Let me open the PPT where the definition I've already. Let me go to the previous slide, and there I've just told you the definition itself. Okay. Uh, okay. Okay, let me show you from this only. The slideshow is not working. I don't want to waste time to fix it in here in life. Okay, so the definition of group by was, why this is important is where doesn't require grouping. So that's why it always execute before grouping. That's why it always execute before grouping. But having requires grouping or aggregation, that's why it always execute after grouping. That's why in SQL we have where before group by, because it doesn't require grouping of any department, but having required grouping, that's why having is after group by. Okay, that's why that definition is very much important, and this all are the pure SQL concept. If you know and learn it over here in any of the DBMS database management system, this concept is valid and it's there. Okay, up till here, if it is clear, let's jump on to the next part and let's see what this next part is. Okay, we have seen the group by and work. Okay, understood what this next part is. Previous slide. Okay, so clear, sir. Okay, Manar. Welcome to Code Vedanam. I am seeing you first time in live chat, and my live chat screen is very small, so I'm unable to read your name. But welcome to Code Vedanam. Okay, let's jump onto the next slide, which is nothing but from your CFO inbox or your top management, your manager, director, VP, means vice president. They say, let's put on our data analyst hat, means it's nothing but they are saying and testing your capability. This is exactly the kind of thing they will ask you, and you will get it from your manager on the first job. So the question is, you are analyst at a mid-sized company. The CFO message you, I need to know each department's salary, average salary, and total salary expense, but I only care about the department with more than 2 employees, since smaller team aren't a budget priority right now. Myself, Manas sir. Welcome, Manas. Welcome to Code with NM family, and I hope you will make good learning out of it. And if you are interested to be an SQL engineer or a data analyst, you will be one day. Best of luck for your future endurance and your career. Okay, so the question is, I will repeat myself. The question is simple. Your top management is asking you to give them the each department average salary and total salary expense, but they are only interested in those department where there are more than 2 employees, and because since smaller team aren't the budget priority right now. So I've already shown you the output here in the PPT, but let's see in action and then understand it, how and what are the things we are doing here. Okay, let me remove this. Okay, let me remove up till here. Okay, let me remove this all. Select, we required select, of course, and there are many things we are going to do, so I will be doing step by step. First thing first, they're interested in to know each department average salary, so we need to select the department itself. Okay, and of course they also need to know the total salary expense, so we need to calculate the total salary also, and they also want to know the average salary also, and they are interested in the more than 2 employees department, so we need to group by the department, and of course they want the highest to lowest, so we also need the ordered by, and of course they also interested in total number of employees, so also we need total. I think we need count. Okay, that's how you think in lean. I know the answer already, but I'm doing it so you can try it at your end also. So first thing first, I will calculate the total number of headcounts of employees. So I'm saying headcount of employees. This is what we are doing constantly in this life. Comma is much more required, and if you see there is an indented space, that means this select has department, employees, and whatsoever I'm going to write down below. If that indentation is not there, this tab space is not there, it will give you an error. Now let's calculate the average salary which the top management has asked, and of course they have also asked the total salary too, so we need to calculate both of the things. Done, and let's calculate totals. Total means nothing, sum of the salaries, and let's say total salary. They are saying it total salary cost because this is the cost to the company. From company it is going, for us it is a salary which is coming to us. Okay, now selection has been done, and this selection we are doing from our table, because all this department means this department and salary is the column inside our table, so this is very much required from employees. Now we need to group by as per the department they are asking. They are interested in to know the department. Done, and also we need to, after grouping, we need to have the having condition, because they are saying they are only interested in the department where employees count is more than 2. Understood? And they want from highest to lowest, they want total salary from highest to lowest. That's why I need to use ordered by, and where I need to use the order by, so I've created one new you can say employee, but this is a column name. So on this column name I need to have the filtering condition, filtering which nothing but ordered by condition to ascending or descending. Now my query is being done. First let's execute and see the output, and then I will explain you. Okay, so we got a department sales, we got the headcount as 3, we got the average salary of sales department, and of course the total salary of sales department. Understood? So first let me repeat the question of the exact CEO message. I need to know each department average salary. So each department average salary, but we have only one department. Okay. And then total expense of all the departments, but we have only one. But I only care about department with more than 2 employees. Okay, so headcount is more than 2 in our case. Okay, since smaller team aren't the budget priority for our stakeholders now, so that's why other department is not here, because all the department like sales have 3 headcounts, IT and finance have 2, and the other marketing has 1. Okay, so each and every department has been filtered out due to this count, head count. So more than 2 means 3, so only sales have 3 employees, and average salary in sales is this, and average or total salary of sales is this. So here this is how you can, and this is a LeetCode level real world scenario query. If you are a SQL engineer, you will be doing this every now and then. And see how we combined everything from today into one real query. This is exact shape of query you will be writing constantly as an analyst. Understood? So let me explain you if you didn't get it. It's very easy. From this live start only I'm doing this. So first thing first, we need to select the department. Okay, let's do this. Let's understand from here, because SQL will execute in this way. So we have selected the table, and then our manager or our stakeholders or CFO, they have asked us, they are interested in department wise. That's why I have grouped it in department. Then they are saying us they are only interested in those department where headcount is more than 2. More than 2 means 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's why this condition is there. Then they are saying the total salary should be highest to lowest. Okay, and of course then we come to the select and then department. We need to select department and their headcount. So count star means count all, and then print it as an head count, means count each and every employees. And then we are calculating the average salary as average, and then sum means we are calculating total salary, and we are printing as this. Okay, so how SQL will execute this? SQL will execute this first, this second, this one third, this one fourth, and this. So let me write it down over here for you to understand. You see, first, this will second, this will third, and this whole select will be 4, and the last 9th line, this 9th line will be 5th. The execution flow will be this from SQL, but writing flow of the code will be in this way only for us. But for your understanding, I'm saying this because in interview they might ask you this type of questions. What is the SQL execution flow? MySQL, how MySQL will execute this. So this is how MySQL will execute this. Okay, understood? So this department, because of group by, department is coming. Okay, having count star more than 2. So all the departments have headcount more than 2 should be here. So we have only one department, sales. That's why only one department is coming, and you can see the head count of employees is 3 over here, which is satisfying our condition. Then we are seeing the average salary. So here are average salary, and of course the total salary, and also we have applied the total salary cost as the descending, means highest to lowest. So you can see the highest total salary over here. So let's change, if we want to compare more data, let's change this condition to having count more than 1, means we will see all those department which have the head counts of employees as 2 and 3, and let's execute this now, and you will see more data now. Okay, now if I explain you this is easy. Now I've changed this condition. You can see IT and marketing is also here. Now we have 3 data in the table. Okay, we have 3 data in the table, and if you see the total salary of sales is highest, then IT is highest, then marketing. And of course, this is in a descending order, highest to lowest. This is in descending order. Why? Because of ordered by. That's why the sales is first. And of course, the headcount of sale is 3 and IT and marketing is 2, and then their average salary. Okay. If I change this total salary cost to average salary descending, so means IT will be the first data because it has 68,000 average salary. Then second it will be the marketing, and then it will be sales. So let's do it. Let's change this total salary, and I'm just playing around with it now. You can also play around with it and test it. So I've changed this average salary, and let's see the output is being jumbled out or not. So if you see now, it is now in the descending order, but on the average salary column, and you can see 68,000 is the highest, and IT has the highest average salary, then marketing, and then sales. Okay, so once you understand this, you can play around with it as you want. Okay, so let's see what is next in our palette. Okay, so this is for you all. This is the practice corner. I have already stated in the start of this live, and I have divided into 3 parts: easy, medium, and medium hard. So starting today, from today onwards, every session ends with this a practice corner, a couple of problems, a business case, and interview questions. Don't worry about solving this perfectly live, or pause the video if you are seeing it later offline. Attempt them and drop your answer in the comment section, and I will be pinning in YouTube. We can pin the comment. I will be pinning the best attempts. Okay, so let's see the first question. So interview question, you will get asked. Okay, Manas is asking one question in the chat. Write in SQL query to find the employees who earn the second highest distinct salary in each department. If multiple employees have the same second highest salary, return all of them. Should I include this in the homework, Manas, or you want me to solve this here in life? Just answer this quickly. If you want me to solve it, I can solve it. Or if you want this to be included in homework, I can include this in homework too. For me, it's very easy. Sorry for the inconvenience, sir. Could you please complete the question? Yeah, the question is the query. The question you're asking me to solve in the live chat. Okay, let me just have Manas' question on the screen first. You want me to solve it? Okay. This is the Manas questions. Okay, this is, let me have into multiple lines so others can also see it. Okay, this is the Manas questions. Write in SQL query to find the employees who earn the second highest distinct salary in each department. If multiple employees have the same second highest salary, return all of them. This is my question. That you want me to solve it, or you want this to add it in the question? I'm happy to do it. It's okay. Meantime, he is answering. Let me move to the PPT itself. Okay. So the question 1 is very easy. Finds the difference. What is the difference between where and have? You can answer this in the Discord too. You can jot down everything, and I will be making a PDF like previous life. Let me show you my Discord, and I think session notes. So this is my Discord. Previous live notes I have shared already in PDF format. in each and every query, and everything is there. And in the same way, I've shared the data analyst and everything in the Discord. Of course, if you are following my Python bootcamp PDF notes is also there. So similar way, I will be sharing this live notes, and in that live note, I will be sharing this practice question, which is LeetCode type, and of course, all the real world business questions. Okay. So I'm just not going through it. You can just read it. Could you please solve this question for me? Sure, I will do it. Let me go through this all questions now. I don't want to disturb the flow. Uh, can you use where and having in the same query? This is for you all. And what happen if you use an aggregate functions without group by? Okay. This is the easiest questions, and for more complex and medium how I will be adding those questions in the PDF. Okay, what you have learned today? So count, sum, average, we have learned this, and then group by we have learned having, of course, how to use where, having, group by all together, and of course we have learned the most important thing, the order of execution. Okay, so this is the question, and I will be adding this question in the Discord in the PDF, so don't worry about this. And of course, before session 3 you need to complete the session 1 if the session 1 homework is pending, and session 2. Okay, uh, great work today. Let's now move to Q&A session. If you have any doubt regarding today's topic or previous slide topic or any other topic, you can ask me. And now let me solve Manas questions. Okay. Meantime, others, those who have having doubt, can ask me. Okay. Write and query to find the employees. Okay, we need to find the employees who earn the second highest distinct salary in each department. Okay, this is easy. We need to use this thing, salary, department, and second highest, which is nothing but a where condition. You need to have where condition where whatever the variable name I will be giving means simply whatever the variable name means. Let's say I will be giving second highest, so let's say rank salary, let's say rank underscore salary, and this is the condition he is asking here, who earns the second highest distinct salary in each department. So we need to calculate that distinct part. Okay, means that distinct part and other things, but for that do we have that type of data first? So let me remove everything. First let me check the complete data itself. Meantime, okay, this is the data. Meantime, others, those who have any doubt, can ask me in the live chat. Okay, so we have first name, last name, and we have department, salary, and hired date. So we don't require the hired date, salary. Okay, we only required the I think employee ID, first name. I am not printing the last name and department. Those three things are required, and salary, of course. So let's start this. And so how do you want it, Manas? Should I directly code and print and give you the output, or else you want me to explain this it? Because there is two approach for it. In what way you want it? Should I explain this and code at the same time, or I code it and just copy paste it to you? I'm waiting for your response. Meantime, I will code it. Code and patent. Sure. Okay. So select this is done. EMP. I have ID required. I'm only interested in first name now, and I will be not printing the last name. And of course, I need department and salary. Okay, this is done from employees. And now let's complicate it. And others, don't go with this because uh, you won't get it in one go what I am doing over here. Okay. From it will be here inside, and then it will be more inside emp underscore id comma, and again first name comma department comma and salary, because we need to calculate the rank also, so that is also required over here. And this will be a very complex part over here. So and then I need to have rank, because I will be using rank over, and this will be okay. There is one function. If I will be using rank, I need to use dense rank, and as he doesn't require the explanation, I won't be giving you the explanation what is dense rank and everything. And partition by, and this is should be where did you got this question first thing first, Manas? The question is interesting, but where did you get it? And it should be ordered by. I'm just waiting for your response, and your question has the second highest. Yes, so we need the ordered by as descending, and of course the column name is required. In your case, is there any column name? One second, as in you are not giving the column name, so I will give the column name as rank salary. I think I've already given it below, rank salary. And then I need to close this. It should be properly aligned, and I will say or named it as, let's what we can name. I have used rank. Just if you want this type of question, just what we can say, create a LeetCode account, and you will get more this type of questions. Rank equals to semicolon. Let's execute this. And because we don't have that much data, okay, let me maximize this. Might be there is an indented error. Okay, I just have a spacing issue. Okay, and this might be an issue. It should be okay. I need to fix one tab space. It's like if you know Python, SQL is like that only. The indentation is okay. Okay, and it also doesn't suggest the alignment. So I need to align this in VS Code, and then I need to print over here. Let me just align it quickly in VS Code. And your beginner, what field you are minus? Just let me know. Okay, so yeah, I've aligned it in the VS Code, and also VS Code told me that this is one extra comma over here, and this should be this way. Okay, so here is the output, and let me copy the output itself and give it to. Okay, I can't copy the output from here. I'm not sure it output is visible to you, Manas, but this is the output you are asking for. Here you can see the all the second highest distinct salary in each department and the persons from that department, because you are interested in multiple employees, same second highest salary in distinct. Of course, they are all distinct, they are all from different departments, and there are multiple employees, not one. Done. So majorly my mistake was the indentation in VS Code, uh, and I just paste this in the VS Code, and it perfectly given me. Okay. Hello, Manas. Are you there? The output is there. And how I separated this in VS Code in this way. If you want to see the VS Code part, this is how in VS Code it looked like. If it not visible on the, what we can say, in MySQL. Because here we can follow this this line, you see this line from, and this parenthesis dense should be close here. This all it's very helpful in VS Code, but not in MySQL. This type of query I love to write in VS Code, because here it's not possible to know all those stuffs, that where I'm closing in what. Okay, I think you understood, and it was a very interesting challenge to solve. But make sure you go to the LeetCode, and there you will find very complex, more than this. And the people, those who are seeing this, if you are a beginner, just avoid this type of question, because you are still learning it. And what I have done, it just ignore this part. Okay, let me remove everything from here, and we are done with the today's session. If anything else, you can ask me. And in next phase, in next session, we are going to see joins and relations. So make sure you join the next live. And others, those who are new to this live, make sure to subscribe the channel. And after subscribing, you can go through my playlist. If you are interested in Python, you can go and see the Python. If you are interested in data analyst, I've already done a complete playlist on data analyst. You can see it on the screen right now. And from scratch, what is data, how to clean it with the help of Python or Jupyter notebook, everything. What is chart, what is Power BI, how to create chart, interactive dashboard, everything I've covered into those live. And then I've jumped onto this Excel, because Excel is next most important tool you need to know if you want to be a data analyst. Okay, so let's wind it off. I think every doubt and everything is clear. So I'm on a mission to make you market ready data analyst as well as now SQL engineer. So code with precision, ship with vision. Subscribe now and join the mission. See you in the next live, which is on Wednesday 8 p.m. IST. Take care. God bless you.